background until it gets super intense. You ever watch Breaking Bad?
I stopped watching it like season after the plane falls into the water.
How good is season 1 though?
Yeah, it was really,
Like-
really good television.
Like I stopped watching at some point too. That's why I'm rewatching.
It was so intense.
I tried to watch.
Yeah, it's just-
It's in the shot. Well, if you're gonna move it, I gotta see it. How do you know the shot? Do you like it when it's in the shot, or you don't?
usually it's like kind of just at the top of the shot.
Want to bring it back? Bring it back. No, so much more. Bring it back, man. Yo.
That's fine. It's fine, dude. Yeah.
I don't even care.
This is the most OCD thing I think I've seen you do.
That's not true. Every time we.
You're like, nobody's watching, but the 23 people, like, where the fuck is the...
I'm not drinking water for me right now.
Yeah, I told Brandon to hydrate.
He said, "You're a pasty bitch."
He gets like these white spit things in his mouth.
It's because I'm.
And that's how I know he hasn't had enough water. I don't drink enough water.
It's because I'm a
You
purebred.
need to tell me to drink
I'm
water.
a purebred.
Telling someone to drink water is like one of the best things you can do as a friend. Just be like, hey, drink some water.
Say I love you once in a while. You do.
I-
I'm not asking for you to say it.
I literally said
I'm saying it for other friends. I was not like I thought we were talking as each other. Man, I usually.
I mean, that's interesting that that's part of your friendship needs.
no, I'm being hilarious.
You're like, I want my friends to say I love you.
So before we started the pod, we tried a little thing called off pod, where we were just talking shit while we set up. And Ariel sets up the audio, and I set up the camera, and we were having like a deep-ish conversation. So now that the pod's on, I'm just like fucking around, and you're just like,
But we can go back into it.
no, it's either or you want to do. I'm just saying, you're
This
like,
is a pretty deep
you're like,
conversation.
that's interesting. That that's your friend. I'm just talking shit. The
Yeah.
podcast is on. I wasn't saying anything of value.
So you don't want your friends to say I love you?
What episode is this?
This is episode 24.
Episode
of Coke
24,
Dads.
Coke Dad's podcast. Yeah, let's do cheers.
Oh, with my novelty glass. Boom.
Episode 24. Cool thing about this podcast, we're learning a lot about each other ourselves. Big factor on why I am one of the most electrifying comedians in the country. You should check it out. But the cool thing is that
I like cocky Brad in a way that it's like, you're like, I'm the most electric. Like, you go so extreme.
I didn't say I'm the most electrifying.
literally
I said
did
I'm
that.
one of the most electrifying.
You did not.
I did. You can rewatch it later.
I'm going to rewatch it.
Do it. You will forget until you hear the fight.
Yeah.
And you're like, shit, and you're not going to want to rewind it. But if I said it, I'm sorry. What I thought I was saying is I'm one of the reasons I'm one of the most electrifying comedians in Canadian comedy entertainment is because of this podcast. Because you've allowed me the opportunity to host it. Like, not host it, but like,
Yeah, I'm still here. You said this outside, and I was like, what? Like, I'm still here. Like we co-host this. It's
we co-host. I'm just saying that
There's
I'm
no
still-
lead on the show. The show is just the
I
show.
don't
Whatever
mean lead.
happens in an episode.
I don't mean lead, but I mean like my whole life I've been the hype man. And it's nice that I am a hype man. And it's nice that I get to like MC once in a while. Not like comedy MC, but rap MC, but like word podcast MC. Am I being incoherent again? Or
No,
does that
yeah,
make sense?
I understand what you're
Okay,
saying.
that's what I'm saying. I'm just saying, I guess it's crazy to me.
It is funny. Someone the other day asked me, they're like, Brandon talks so fast and so much. Like, they're like, how do you understand it? I was like, I don't know, a gift? I don't
Was it my girlfriend?
No, it was like.
Was it? I don't know. If you can keep up with me, you're welcome. You're delighted. I guess your intelligence is higher than the people that can't. Because if I slow down, you can tell how I feel about slowing down. And I've been told in the past that it's very mean and very condescending.
Here's the thing. That's because you're slowing down, like, not the way you need to slow down. You're like forcing yourself to slow down.
I can talk like
That's not what people mean at all.
welcome back. Okay, that's
That's
it.
not that yet.
Yeah.
I don't like it.
It's crazy that I can do act outs here but not on stage.
You started to.
Because of this.
Yeah. Act outs are pretty funny.
You mean this?
Yeah, yeah.
So,
You're a big act out.
shout out to Itai Cooperman. Me and Itai have our own special relationship. Shout out to Itai, my guy, Cooperman, depending on what, but he's still my guy. Me and him have conversations about comedy, and like, we both encourage, like, we want to be great. And sometimes we're in the shadows of everyone around us because they're also great.
I mean, I don't think.
No, I'm not saying that's true or not. I'm just saying that we talk, right? We have our own little thing, and we've been talking a lot, not a lot, but about act outs and how literally the littlest thing in a
It's
sense.
funny, yeah.
I know, I'm losing my
It's
mind.
so funny. Like nothing going when we sat down originally. Now in the background,
Every time.
But it's so good. Just focus on me.
No, it's cool. So I'll focus on the Itai thing. So it's whenever you watch like a comedian, just the littlest act is so funny. And like Kakum has a bit where he refers to like someone kissing the ground, and I was like, "Yo, you should kiss the ground." And he's like, "That's not me." And it's like I get that, but like that's
Do it how you would do it.
no, but Kakum would never get down and kiss the ground.
No, I would
that's
just
what
go
I'm
like,
saying. Or like a, you know. But for me, it's just like I tell this one joke how my girlfriend's from Newfoundland, and I call her my little lobster, and all I do after is I go, and I just literally put the mic back in the stand just to go.
yeah, I have mine now. That's sort of where I go.
I can't wait for you to do the one.
The overextended act that you want me to do.
I want Ariel to try something that's a little out of his character, but at the same time,
I'll
it's
try.
not.
I'll try. I
Like,
just forgot last
the
time.
thing with comedy, why I draw the parallels to comedy and wrestling so much, is the more I watch these documentaries, and yes, phenomenal wrestling documentaries, but the more you watch them, you learn that it's just the exaggerated version of this person. So all these wrestlers we've ever seen that have like made it, minus the Undertaker probably, but like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Minus like the really, really like, no, I don't even say them. They probably, but it's just this crazy extension of you, and it makes it in comedy.
You should go on one of these other comedians' wrestling podcasts.
I don't like it.
Because every time you talk about wrestling, my mind just literally goes blank.
Yeah, that's why we're starting. I started it.
It's like if I started talking tennis.
Let's do it.
So listen, comedy is a
Compare
lot
comedy
like
to
tennis.
Let's hear it. Let me see if I can.
Oh, I got this one.
Let me start.
Tennis is the only sport that lets you compete against yourself, really. You have someone else there, but you incrementally get better and you watch it. Just like stand-up. Every set is about just incrementally
I thought you were going to
getting better.
say, you give me a hard time about puns, and I thought you were going to be like, well, tennis is like comedy because you got to be quick on your feet, and I almost just left. I almost just left the podcast. I think I almost left though because it was me, and I was old comedic Brand trying to come out, and I'm just like, you stay down there.
I mean, you can be comedic, Brian.
No, I can be hilarious Brand.
But you see how you want to leave? When you told wrestling, I'm a better friend.
No, I don't want to leave because of the tennis talk. I want to leave.
You want to leave about the pun you wrote
Yes.
yourself.
Yes.
That I had nothing to do with. That I
Yes.
just...
Tennis, you confuse me that. I think I don't like any of the sports where you're only competing against yourself, like golf. What else would be one? Would baseball be one? Because it
I mean, I think that's what sets apart pro athletes from not pro
Is
athletes.
soccer one?
Well, no, because there's so many people.
That's what I'm asking. I'm saying, where's the cutoff? Golf is 100%
But within
one.
it, you can still do it, right? Like during soccer, you can be like, today I'm working on these things, and you want to see if you're getting better at them, right? You can do that. It's just not as noticeable. In tennis, it's so noticeable because it's just you, right? Like your serve is you, your forehand is you, your backhand is you. It doesn't. You're not receiving the ball from someone else. Really, you got to move right to get there. Right? I like to.
Sure, I get what you're saying. I don't play tennis, so
See
like,
how
I
you-
like there's someone else you're playing against. But like I know what I'm saying. Like in golf, you're playing against all these people, but you're playing yourself. In tennis, I see what you're saying. I don't. Even like there are times I'll be transparent, and we noticed me on stage the other day when I am a transparent asshole. It's hilarious. But like even right now, I know that the thing's in and I'm supposed to be on. I just don't play. Like you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I don't want to be an asshole because like I don't want to play tennis with you one day, and then I'm like, oh, I see exactly what he's saying. Do you know what I'm saying?
You playing tennis would be really funny.
Yeah, you at a wrestling ring would be good.
Yeah, no. Well, you can't wrestle either, but.
I'm 5'3", overweight, only still like $160. I am the beautiful Brandon Sobel. Shout out to old podcast. No, I would same thing we're saying.
You should get Yes to teach you how to wrestle.
That's not the one I picked. I think the first pick would be judo, because the throws are cool, and then the jujitsu I thought I wanted to do, but it's a lot of like. It's like wrestling, where it's just like it's unnecessary. I get the eye concept. I get hit. I get combat. Totally get it. Not downplaying those people. I understand the purpose of it. A little gay.
What?
Just the whole like constant
mean the
need
touching?
to like the hugging. Like you know me. I'll give you words. Don't really want to be touched unless you're like my girlfriend.
Yeah, so it's not gay. You just don't want to be touched.
No, totally. But it's like this is funny with this one. No, it's gay in the sense of like the mounting and the flipping. Like, did you watch?
But it's
This is funny. You ever see Foxcatcher?
No.
Okay, so I just saw a crazy movie yesterday this is where the Channing Tatum thing came up, and it's just like,
What channel? You gotta explain.
okay, my girlfriend thinks everybody's attractive, and I'm cool with that. I'm glad. Again, you see who she dates, but she doesn't find Channing Tatum,
Channing Tatum.
whatever the fuck his name, is attractive. But the more I watch these movies, it's like, but he's got a personality too. This one he didn't. So this movie, this movie is him. Mark Ruffalo is his brother, and then Steve Carell is their wrestling coach.
Oh, that's funny.
And it's not, but that's the thing. It's a serious movie, and it's about this guy who, long story short, sorry to ruin it for all of you. I won't tell you why, but like the Steve Carell character ends up shooting the Mark Ruffalo character.
Oh, damn.
But like the Mark Ruffalo character they go out of their way to make him like the dopest dude ever. And then his brother is Channing Tatum, who's just like dumb, but like, again, I don't want to ruin the movie. The movie gets like, it took a turn I didn't know it was going to take. And then Steve Carell is just like this potentially closeted old wrestling fan. Like, he's a rich dude, and he has enough money that he like flies him over and like builds a gym in his own house. And he ends up throughout the movie, like, he brings the both brothers over. But like, it's just such a weird movie. But when you watch them wrestle, and the reason I said gay is because there's a scene where Steve Carell is trying to impress his rich old mother, and he's showing her how, like, he brought her to a meeting with the gym and stuff like that. And like the first one, he was just like, well, in competition this weekend we're at the Olympics, what works for me, and he does this like double thing with the thing, and it was fine. And then he's like lying on the ground, and it's like this guy mounts him, and he's like, you want to like grab his upper thigh, and his mom just like leaves. So when I say gay, it's just like, for me, it's like, maybe I'm not that comfortable in my sexuality, or just don't see the need for me to get into that combat, that I just don't need to be that touchy.
I mean, I don't know for sure. I'm not.
No, I don't know.
For me, what it reads as is you have an issue with male intimacy. You don't like when men touch you.
But it's combat too. Oh, I wonder why I don't like when men touch
Yeah.
you. So the other day, I'll explain this, the new joke I'm working. You'll give me feedback on the joke to explain to the audience why. So a couple days ago, my girlfriend's like, hey, when you're sleeping, could I give you a blowjob or like jerk you off? And I was like, yo,
Yes.
honestly, I'd love that, but I must warn you, I might punch you in the face because like I've been molested.
Yeah.
You know? And then she laughed, and then I didn't get the blowjob or the hand job. But
Well, that's good.
so that stems from that. You know?
Absolutely. But now you know, right?
I do know.
Now you can go work on that and say to yourself, my girlfriend giving me a blowjob in the morning sounds dope. I don't want to punch her in the face. Maybe I should process these emotions that I have
This
around this
isn't
thing
even the
and
Patreon.
let it go.
This is like the real.
Yeah, we're
episode.
deep in it right now.
And we just like, this is a comedy focused podcast. And then you show up here.
I didn't say
with
what you
your
said.
Feels, and you show up.
Oh, I'm
here-
sorry. I'm just aware. I'm sorry that I see like that I called you out for saying something inappropriate.
I didn't even mean it like that. All I meant.
knew you didn't mean
But
it.
what I'm
like
trying
that.
to say, and I still want to go back to it, and then we could address the fucking train we just went on. Was I don't see in 2022 as me as a 37. I was gonna say 32, 37-year-old man. If I said 2022, to do just like hand-to-hand combat, and then if I am gonna work on like my physical health, and I do want to like get into some sort of thing like that, that's just not my number one draft pick. And then I broke it down, and it said why, and I should have just said the male intimacy.
Yeah.
All I should have
Yeah,
said.
you should've said
Should have
that.
just been like, it gets a little weird. Don't understand all the touching and why there's fighting.
Yeah, when I watch UFC, I'm always like, kiss him. Like he's on top of it, but I'm always like,
No, but that's the thing with the UFC. It's like chokeholds and this. It's just like with wrestling specifically. It's a lot of just like.
they wrestle in UFC all the time.
Yeah, it's
They
just
get
like
him on
it's
the ground, and then I'm like, kiss his neck.
But imagine now they've taken out from the UFC all the striking, all the Muay Thai.
Yeah,
and
I
it
get
was
it.
just wrestling. And it's cool that shout out Yaz and shout out Conor Ryder.
I mean, they do full MMA.
They're insane.
Yeah, I wouldn't. There's no way. It's just not for me. I don't like getting hurt. I don't like when I like hit my arm against a wall. You know, I'm like, ouchie.
Yo, Yaz is a real cool dude, eh? She's like a real bro, like an alpha bro. She's like, she fights, she does stand up. Do you think she like,
She's still feminine.
she's very handsome.
Yeah, that's her bit. That's her bit.
I'm not denying she's very feminine. I'm just saying that like, it's funny that
I think she's a great example of kind of a where, like, you know, what is gender? It is really just
It's
up to
very-
what you want to do with your
it's-
life. And then people are like, that's weird. And it's like,
Is
okay.
it?
Yeah.
You're not
okay.
saying gender, you're saying gender roles.
Yeah, yeah, sorry, not.
No, but
like
she has a
gender-
husband.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, like,
She probably identifies as a woman. That's the
Yeah.
only reason I just corrected it. That's
Yeah.
all.
what I mean is more like
She fights.
like what the other day I heard someone talking about masculinity. And they were like, we were talking about crying, and they were like, yeah, crying isn't very masculine. And I was like, yo, I cry like regularly all the time. Fine, I'll accept that. If that's not masculine, I don't want to be masculine. You know what I mean? Like, I want to cry. I like it. It makes me feel better.
I don't think being molested is masculine. I don't know. What would you? That's a feminine trait, I think I have.
No, but owning it would be good. That's just a good thing to do.
I was just trying to call it back, which I guess in turn owns it. I guess.
Yeah, it does.
But like, I was just trying to get the biggest, like, when you laugh like a psychopath.
Yeah.
That's all I was trying to do there.
It was pretty good. I took my
you
took me off guard. That's why I didn't get the laugh.
No, because it's a good.
I wasn't expecting a callback to pedophilia in that moment.
Welcome back to Coke Dad's podcast. This isn't even the Patreon.
This has been an intense episode.
Yeah, I want to get some laughs in before we fucking Jesus Christ. Like, jeez.
We had some good stuff.
It's funny because you'll edit.
You
stuff.
took us here just for the record.
You'll edit stuff and you'll be like, "Hey man, having a bad day. Thanks for making me laugh." And then like next week you're gonna be like, "Hey, I was having a bad day," and like the podcast makes it worse.
Well, that's not what I said. Because when I woke up today, I was so frustrated at you. Because you're like, "I need this." It's like, yeah, I fucking know. Like, you don't think I know? You don't think I didn't want to do the work?
Forgot.
I didn't forget.
I know, but this is the
haven't
relationship
got to
we
it.
have to have now. And I'm sorry that you guys made me one of the most electrifying comedians in the country. But that comes with confidence. And then what comes with confidence is like, oh shit, I can be doing this in the life that, like, here's my depiction of heaven. And we've had this talk in the past before. I don't know what happens once I die. I don't know that. But I do know that we live in a world, and maybe it's that I'm one of the fortunate few. Maybe I'm one of the ones that was dealt a good hand in life. Fuck. Card 1, private school. Card 2, white male, eyes. Card
Other
3,
player, balls
Jewish.
in mouth.
Whatever it is. No, I'm just saying whatever it is. I'm just saying we have these cards, but like, I've seen really good things in life. I've also had my fair share of trauma and seen some shit, but I want to choose the good. So what if heaven's on earth? That being said,
What's so funny is I had this thought today. I was like, heaven is not on earth.
go on.
And I know this
Go
because
on.
of bureaucracy.
Yes, but me and you see things different.
Oh, sorry. I gotta go out of my way to do paperwork to just live.
What if those are the tests?
Why are they tests?
Because heaven's not only earth, it's also hell. Wait, am I making sense? If
If heaven
this
is on earth, hell is on earth too.
Yes.
Yeah, fair. I'll
So
take
to
that.
get the heaven, you got to deal with the hell. And you know why? Shout out the best show ever, unless you don't like it, but fuck you because I do. The Good Place.
I love that show.
Because it's just like you will never appreciate the good.
Yeah.
If there's not a bad. You won't.
You
won't
believe
love
that
your
too.
parents if you don't know they're gonna die one day.
That's pretty intense. You okay there, buddy?
No, I just told fucking 23 people that I was molested. Been better. 15 minutes in, I'm like, oh man, thank God I don't listen to that long enough to write the description that far.
Yeah.
Then we're back. Oh man, no, seriously though, I have to own that shit. My girlfriend's literally like trying to be sexy. What if I blew you while you're sleeping? I was like,
Yeah, I would fucking
like, I
love
would
that.
love that, but I might punch you. Like I might react. You might get me in the face. In all fairness, I once went in to kiss her vagina while we were on the couch, and she gave me like a
so funny.
reflex, just
Mwah.
popped me in the fucking.
Like just walking past like a
Like we're lying on the couch, it's just like it's talking to me because it's lips, right? So it's just like Brandon. Bonjour, mes amis. Mon chéri.
There you got the
Asking for a kiss? Yeah, because I have to be on now because the podcast is on, and I was trying to be offstage brand. I was trying to not be manic, and now I know how to be hilarious.
Manic and manic.
And we're
That's the podcast,
15
bro.
minutes into the podcast.
19.
And no, we were 15 minutes of the podcast, and it wasn't any laughs, and it was all feels, and it wasn't like. I want people to watch us because we're funny. We're bringing you because we're funny. Sure, we showed you that other side.
That's
of us.
not. Listen, you said it was about friendship.
Okay.
You can't have it both ways. You can't have it both ways, my bad. Like, friendship is calling each other out and being like, hey,
But how
let's
about
talk
this
about
too?
this.
How about like that's where I'm confused now, and we'll figure it out, and we're taking breaks. Again, it happens when I watch the episodes. This direction of the podcast is like since we've filmed the last one, I now know what I have to do to become one of the most electrifying comedians.
I thought
in
you
the
already
country.
were.
I am, but that did you
To
see
keep
the
it going.
difference?
To keep
They're
it
like
going.
you have to turn it on.
Yeah.
So it's like this podcast is like me with my best friend. How about I update it? This is a behind the scenes look at friendship, but also
Comedy.
comedy. Behind the scenes look. So you might not just get laughs all the time. You might get some feels here and there. You might have to work out some issues. So I'm glad we had this talk. But it's so weird how it works out. It's so weird how, like, literally yesterday, she's like, blowjob sleep. And I'm like, I'll knock you out, molested. And then today,
Well, you understand why it came up.
no, but I'm saying it came
No,
up
do you
naturally.
understand why it came up?
Yeah, because I have to work through it. I get that.
Your whole mind is like, hey, dude, you're thinking about this.
I'm not.
I need to talk about
I was
it.
looking out.
Welcome.
I was looking out for. But then I'm saying that now, today, same thing you had thought yesterday, heaven, because I've been saying this for the last couple
I had
of
that
days.
today before I got
And then now we're talking about it.
Yeah.
That's all I'm saying is that it's cool. So let's go back. Okay, I guess let's go back to the heaven and hell thing. And then before we get out
And
of
then
here,
go to-
I want to ask how you've been. I want to be like,
Okay.
I'm not trying to bait at you
Yeah.
to say you were molested or whatever. Or your
No,
dad
no, I
cheated.
get it, yeah.
But like,
I have a lot to talk
I
about.
can't be normal. Okay, so the heaven and hell thing. Why does we talked about this earlier with the tennis and the comedy? You're only trying to be your best self. You're only in competition with yourself. So it's like you'll notice the comedians or the people in life are successful because they don't hold on to grudges and stuff like that, and like they move on. The example I can use in this, and I hate saying it because I am a big fan of his comedy. I don't listen to his podcast, but I think he's a great actor. I think Mark Maron doesn't get more because I think he's bitter towards it. And it's just an example I'm trying to use, but I think Mark Maron has reached the
He talks
highest.
about it on his pod, how it went like in this journey of trying to let go. That's what his podcast started as. He would sit down with people. He kind of like the Louis one, for example. He had beef with Louis for years, and they talk it out on
Did
the
he
podcast.
whip his dick out in front of Mark?
I don't know. I wasn't there.
Did he whip his dick out? in front of-
Neither of them talked about it on the pod. So
Oh, the beef or the dick?
they talk about him pulling his dick out.
Well, I guess that. So their beef was so bad that they didn't.
But it was funny hearing Louis' perspective because Louis was like, I don't really think we had beef. You just made it weird.
You made it beef.
You made it
because
beef.
you got upset at me for being successful.
And then also just stop talking to me about it. You know what I mean?
Okay, so two things right here. Check out. This is so funny. You should turn this off right now, and you should just go listen to
Mark
Maron
Maron talk to Louis C.K.
That sounds so much better. than
Somebody,
us.
yeah.
Why would you even? We just told you something that you can listen. Louis talks about the thing.
No, it's
No,
way
he's dick
before.
whipping
that.
out.
No, it's
Oh, he
way
doesn't talk about
before.
that.
Way
Oh,
before
you're
that.
making a joke.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh,
You made the joke first.
No, but I thought
I was
haven't
ripping
seen
up
the
your
episode.
I was ripping up your joke.
It's funny, but you were just like he talks about whipping out his dick, and I'm like, why?
No,
are
I
they-
didn't say it.
Oh,
I
no.
said they didn't talk about it. So he may have done
Did
it.
they talk about the beef?
They talked about the beef.
Okay, and then you're saying,
Yeah.
oh, okay, I'm back. I'm back. That's funny. Okay, no, you'll have a better time with us now than in squashing beef. But the only reason I use Mark Maron as an example, he's someone I look up to, and it's like the only reason I don't put him in a list of idols is because it's like, the way I live is like I believe that like now let's use Judd Apatow as an example. When you read that Judd Apatow book, or he has multiple, but when you read that first one, and anyone who knows Judd Apatow knows that he's in love with stand-up comedy. Like knows to the fact, and this is so funny. Sorry we're not friends. I doubt you'll ever watch this. I have to say things like this now. I'm sorry. I do respect you, but like he loved comedy so much that when his parents got separated, his mom took a job as a waitress at the comedy shop so she can like suck dick so he can watch comedy for free, so he can get the education. And I'm sorry, but like I work at comedy.
Did he say that in the book?
I don't know if he said that in the book. He did. He didn't say sucking dick part. But like,
Okay, yeah.
how many comedy clubs have you been to? Do waitresses suck dick at comedy clubs? Sorry. Do women suck dick? Now, do chocolate
No
fuckers
comment.
usually work at comedy clubs?
Yes.
Okay, no comment. Yes. Anyways, I respect the guy. Sorry I had to go there. But with him, it's when you read that book, he's got this love for stand-up. And like, he doesn't get mad at anyone for becoming a successful comedian. Like if you talk to Judd Apatow,
I mean, that's because he's very successful.
before that, I'm saying that Judd Apatow wanted to be a comedian. Judd Apatow
He wanted it too bad.
He's not as great at comedy as he is. Judd Apatow, free. You can have free classes at the School of Captain if you want. We'll make you the best comedian. You don't even know. You don't even fucking know. You don't even know what we're doing in Toronto right now. But you will. And I'm sorry when you actually see this footage one day. Hopefully I've died. Not true, but this is too much.
I hope you're friends. And then
Well,
you find out, and then you
why am I not playing you in the biopic, man? Because it wasn't interesting enough? Okay. So one of my
I got
other...
to turn into an appetite roast.
No, but I love the guy, okay? And I'm saying that like when you read it, his best friend, his roommate, okay, was Adam Sandler.
Yeah.
And Adam Sandler, like you can say what you want about him, those songs he was playing in the comedy clubs blew up. And did he get mad and didn't talk to his best friend? No, he fucking supported the guy. And now look at him. He's on that same level of fame. And I honestly believe it's because like he was just trying to be the best Judd Apatow.
Yeah.
And like Mark Maron, want to call you an idol. Maybe one day I can. Very close to him.
You
but
should
like,
really go listen to his pod.
well, he does break this down.
He's trying to be a better man. He's trying to be less bitter, and
I think that's
that's what I mean. I can relate, right? Because on my end, it's like I just want to be a better person, but I am still who I am.
well, that's funny,
Right? Understand that? I still am me. And sometimes when people have a problem with you, it's like sometimes it's not up to me.
I don't have a problem. I think dope.
No.
You're saying the
Right.
Okay, so it's funny you just said that and compared him to you, because I was going to end our podcast right now by saying that the reason Mark Maron will never be one of my idols is that he just fucking reminds me way too much of you. That's it. I just like, he's half me and I love it. And there's half Mark Maron where I relate to so much, and like great actor, great comedian. I love it. I love it. I love it. And then he's like Ariel. All right, well, fucking Simchud Apatow is my idol then, and then fucking good old Simpy Apatow is my idol because Mark Maron can't step up his fuck.
Too much.
I had to end it that way though.
Yeah.
I had to.
This has been episode 24. We didn't talk about me at the end.
Let's do it right now.
We're gonna do it for the Patreon.
Let's do it.
All right.
Can we still do a Patreon?
Yeah, for now. Thank you for
You
watching.
didn't send me last week's.
I asked you to do it. You don't remember this guy? You didn't do it. I called you. I called you and I said, "Hey man, I am out with my mother. Can you please just download the Patreon part? We don't need to edit anything.
Okay, cool.
And just upload it to YouTube and put it on Patreon."
Well, it's a good thing there's two people on our Patreon.
Yes,
One of them
good.
is your mother, and she's busy this week. And the other one's Anthony. He's in Nashville. So it's a good thing.
Good
that
thing.
being said, is if you are watching this, there will be a huge revamp soon.
Yes.
Be excited like we
Episode
are.
25.
Honestly, I called Ariel a black belt in comedy a couple months ago, and like, I'm now a black belt in comedy.
Yeah, we're having a
And
great
fucking-
time. We're just
They're still
swinging
getting
out
better,
there.
and it's like, this is crazy.
Yeah, it's insane.
So before
Anyway.
we go, anything you want to get off your chest?
Well, we're going in the Patreon.
Oh, Patreon. Thanks for watching.
Thanks for
Subscribe,
watching. Bye.
like, come to Backroom Comedy Club.